As humanity faced the looming threat of the Trisolaran civilization, it seemed they had reached the end of the line. Yet a glimmer of hope still flickered in the shadows, an overlooked force, the spaceship gravitational wave. This ship had been on a mission to pursue another vessel known as the Blue Space. This ship was the sole survivor that successfully escaped during the end of days battle in the second installment of the three-body problem. However, the survival of the Blue Space was far from honorable. In the chaos of the apocalypse, it had resorted to brutal tactics, ruthlessly slaughtering the crews of other surviving ships in a bid for resources. While such actions might have been driven by survival instincts in the depths of space, the people of Earth could not accept this inhumane behavior and labeled them as anti-human. Thus, the gravitational wave was dispatched to hunt down these so-called deserters. As the years of pursuit stretched on, the crew of the Blue Space gradually changed. During their long journey through the cosmos, they began to realize that they were no longer the same as the people back on Earth. Confronted with a vastly different cosmic environment and facing countless life and death decisions, they started to see themselves not as humans, but as representatives of a new space civilization. Just as the gravitational wave was closing in on the Blue Space, shocking news reached them. Earth had fallen under Trisolaran control. Upon hearing this, both ships decided to temporarily set aside their differences and join forces against a common enemy. They unanimously voted to send a broadcast to the universe revealing the coordinates of the Trisolaran civilization and the solar system, thereby invoking a dark forest strike. This broadcast shattered the Trisolarans' plans completely. As the second Trisolaran fleet prepared to attack Earth, they immediately turned tail and fled upon discovering that their coordinates had been exposed. The reason was simple. According to the Dark Forest theory, once a civilization's coordinates are revealed, other advanced civilizations could strike at any moment. The Trisolaran civilization and the solar system became death zones in the universe, shunned by all extraterrestrial beings. The prospect of continuing to colonize Earth became futile, thus saving humanity. The alliance between the Blue Space and gravitational wave turned the tide, transforming them into humanity's saviors, particularly the Blue Space, once regarded as traitors, now hailed as heroes. Despite this temporary reprieve, a sense of hope lingered among the people, wishing that the Dark Forest strike would target only the Trisolarans, allowing Earth to escape unscathed. However, this flicker of hope was soon extinguished. 4 years later, humanity observed a light particle racing towards the Trisolaran star system at an alarming speed. When the star exploded, the Trisolaran homeworld was utterly annihilated, and the centuries-long entanglement between Trisolaran civilization and humanity came to a catastrophic end. Yet the tale did not conclude there. The focus now shifted to a key figure, Yun Qianming. He played an important role in Chengxin's first choice, embarking on a perilous journey to help Chengxin and humanity. But the latest news left Chengxin stunned. The Trisolaran fleet had revived Yun Qianming. A retreating Trisolaran ship brought this astonishing revelation, requesting that Chengxin meet with Yun Qianming. As it turns out, Yun Qianming encountered the first Trisolaran fleet, the same fleet that originally departed their home planet with the intent to destroy humanity. Although the Trisolaran star system was eventually wiped out, this fleet survived, wandering through the vast emptiness of space. In an unexpected twist, the Trisolarans decided to revive Yun Qianming's brain. Now Yun lives aboard this very fleet. Chengxin, flooded with a whirlwind of excitement and conflicting emotions, finally reunites with Yun Qianming. But one pressing question remains: does Yun have a new plan? Could he be the key to saving humanity from the brink of destruction? The mystery lingers. Yun Qianming, a man who had faced life, death and resurrection, and who has an unusual bond with the Trisolarans, might now hold the fate of humanity in his hands. Will his return bring hope, or does it signal an even greater threat? This is the enigma that the unfolding story seeks to unravel. Chengxin established contact with Yun Qianming, who had long been living aboard the Trisolaran fleet. After years with the Trisolarans, Yun had gained access to many of their core secrets. While the Trisolarans had some concerns about Earth's fate, they were not willing to openly reveal how to save humanity. To prevent any leaks, the Trisolarans tightly monitored Chengxin's conversation with Yun. However, Yun Qianming was prepared. He had become a master of fairy tales within the Trisolaran world, crafting stories for them. When he used a cleverly disguised fairy tale to convey a message, the Trisolarans didn't suspect a thing. Before saying goodbye, Yun Qianming made a promise to Chengxin, hoping that one day they could meet in person on Yun Qianming's star. The fairy tale he shared with her went like this. Once, a kingdom was trapped by a sea full of carnivorous fish. The second prince and a painter plotted a coup, killing the king and queen. The painter had a unique ability. He could turn people into paper, making them vanish forever. In the end, the lone surviving princess escaped in a boat powered by soap bubbles, found a way to defeat the second prince and the painter, and restored peace to the kingdom. Chengxin didn't interrupt. She quietly memorized every word. After returning to Earth, experts immediately began decoding the tale, confident that Yun Qianming wouldn't stand idly by while humanity faced extinction. Sure enough, they uncovered hidden clues that pointed toward a solution: the Lightspeed ship. The kingdom in the fairy tale symbolized humanity trapped within the solar system, while the princess's soap bubble boat hinted at curvature propulsion, a technology that would allow ships to travel near or faster than the speed of light. With this technology, humanity could build a Lightspeed ship and escape the solar system. By this time, Chengxin had become the head of a massive tech company. She appointed her former would-be assassin, Wade, to lead the development of the Lightspeed ship. However, in addition to this plan, humanity had devised another survival strategy, the Bunker Project. This plan involved building space cities behind the massive gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn, using these planets as shields to protect humanity from the deadly heat and radiation of a potential stellar explosion. Wade believed that the Bunker Project was merely delaying the inevitable, and that the true solution lay in the Lightspeed ship, which could allow a portion of humanity to escape certain death. However, the public largely opposed this plan, as it could only save a small number of people, leaving the majority to face extinction. Although Chengxin supported Wade's Lightspeed ship project, she set one strict condition. If Wade's actions posed a threat to human lives, she must be informed and have the final say. Decades later, when Chengxin woke from hibernation again, she discovered that the Bunker Project was nearly complete, with humans living in space cities, and that significant progress had been made on the Lightspeed ship. However, Wade discovered a critical issue. Curvature propulsion left detectable traces in space, which would further expose the solar system's location. Even though Earth had already been compromised, these traces would make matters worse. As a result, the Lightspeed ship project was declared illegal. Wade gathered a group of radicals to fight against this decision, but Chengxin refused to endorse violence. Wade was eventually arrested and sentenced to death. Instead, a mysterious small piece of paper drifted into the solar system, a two-dimensional membrane, seemingly harmless but capable of unleashing a dimensional reduction strike that would destroy the solar system. The membrane reduced the entire three-dimensional solar system into a two-dimensional plane. Every planet and life form was compressed into a thin sheet, and the solar system began to disappear. The Bunker Project was powerless against this attack. No space city or planet was spared. The only way to survive was to escape through Lightspeed flight. Just as Wade had predicted, the Lightspeed ship was humanity's only hope. At the critical moment, Chengxin boarded the ship and set course for Yun Qianming's star, the place they had promised to meet. As she left, the solar system behind her collapsed into two dimensions, with all life wiped away. After the solar system suffered a dimensional collapse, two surviving spacecraft, Gravity and Blue Space, escaped deep into the universe, successfully avoiding the catastrophic event. During their journey, the crew made a remarkable discovery: the existence of four-dimensional space. Unlike the familiar three dimensions, four-dimensional space contains an extra dimension, allowing them to perceive hidden details within the three-dimensional world. As time passed, these two ships, in the billions of years since the destruction of the solar system, established new colonies and continued the survival of human civilization. Their technology became far more advanced than the humans who once lived in the solar system, and they began to uncover deeper truths about the universe. Through their explorations, the crew gradually realized that the universe might have once been a complete four-dimensional or even 10-dimensional space, and that our current three-dimensional reality is simply the remnant left after a massive dimensional collapse. This revelation made them understand that the universe, scarred by the passage of time, was no longer the perfect entity it once was. When the crew learned that Cixin was piloting a light-speed spacecraft toward Yun Tianming's star, they sent Guan Yifan ahead to wait for her arrival. When Cixin finally met Guan Yifan, she learned that dimensional collapse was actually a common weapon used by advanced civilizations in their wars. By collapsing the enemy's star system from three dimensions into two, these advanced civilizations could wipe out entire systems while transforming themselves into lower-dimensional life forms to avoid damage. Guan Yifan explained to Cixin that once the process of dimensional collapse begins, it never stops. Eventually, the entire universe could be reduced from three dimensions to two, and possibly even to one, leading to the extinction of all life. This truth was even more terrifying than the dark forest theory. The destruction of the universe was irreversible, and dimensional collapse was an endless process. During his time with the Trisolarans, Yun Tianming used his intelligence and understanding of human culture to earn the trust of the Trisolaran people. Eventually, he gained his freedom and made his way to Yun Tianming's star. By the time Cixin finally reached Yun Tianming's star, countless years had passed. She didn't meet Yun Tianming in person, but she found a special gift he had left behind for her and humanity, a mini-universe. This mini-universe existed independently of the larger universe, and time flowed differently within it. It was also safe from the threat of dimensional collapse. Before receiving a message from the mysterious beings known as the Zeroers, Cixin and Guan Yifan lived peacefully in this mini-universe for billions of years. The Zeroers, a group dedicated to restarting the universe, hoped to trigger a new Big Bang when the universe eventually collapsed into 0 dimensions. Their goal was to recreate a perfect 10-dimensional world. Now, through a broadcast, the Zeroers declared that the universe had reached its most dangerous point. Either it would be reborn or it would face eternal death. To ensure the universe's rebirth, the Zeroers called upon all mini-universes to return their matter to the larger universe. Without enough matter, the universe would continue to expand and cool, eventually becoming too cold and empty to restart. Cixin and Guan Yifan agreed to return all of the matter from their mini-universe, but in a final quiet act, Cixin left behind a small ecological sphere, hoping that the universe would overlook this tiny 5-kilogram discrepancy and successfully restart, returning to its beautiful, idyllic state. This decision became Cixin's final act and her last choice. The ending of the story is left open, with Liu Cixin not revealing whether the universe successfully restarts. This mystery is left to the reader's imagination. There are rumors that in an earlier version of the ending, Cixin's decision to leave behind a small ecosystem prevented the universe from restarting, leading to its ultimate death. This interpretation has sparked even more debate about her character. Cixin, as an idealist, repeatedly causes catastrophic consequences due to her kindness and emotional nature. In critical moments, she chose compassion over more logical decisions, which directly led to the exposure of the solar system and the destruction of human civilization. In sharp contrast to her is Wade, who embodies cold rationality. He believes in instrumental rationality, the idea that achieving a goal justifies any means. While his decisions often feel ruthless, they prove far more effective in the face of survival threats. This story goes beyond personal struggles, diving into deeper questions about the fate of the universe, its life and death, the survival or extinction of civilizations. In this battle for the future of the cosmos, the one thing that seems eternal is death itself, which is the core meaning of death's end. Liu Cixin uses the contrast between Chengxin and Wade to highlight humanity's fragility when facing the vastness of the universe. Chengxin's emotional decisions clash with Wade's cold logic, reflecting the deeper conflict between human sentiment and rationality, between values and practicality in moments of life and death. This is not just about individual choices, but about the struggle of an entire civilization. Ultimately, the story suggests that, in the face of the immense forces of the universe, death may be the only inevitable fate, and that's the central theme of Death's End.